What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Sammy Merce's husbands. I know I've been gone, so you guys have probably hated your life. Don't mind us cracking some beers. We're at the 818 doing an in-person pod. Wild times. A little burning of CV happening tonight. Good old pal Balesley.
Balesley.
Balesley is probably going to come for like a drink and then leave because he has to work in the morning.
Boo.
Obviously somebody's not committed to the things that matter, at least.
The fish will fish themselves, man.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I know the past 3 weeks have probably been miserable for you listeners. I know you've missed me. I can't blame you. I really can't. But let's kind of get into it. We'll do some lives of recent. We'll do athlete, talk a little bit about the UNC coaching carousel, talk Heisman, random questions, Pat's peeves, and closing comments. So with lives of recent, what's been up?
Um, just been keeping this thing afloat, you know, keeping the content. I did 3 episodes while you were gone. One with Bryce that received mixed reviews. One with Mike, which received no reviews, and one with Wes that has been well reviewed.
Okay,
There are 3 most watched episodes of all time.
interesting.
I'm not saying there's a common denominator there, but you weren't on them, and
Interesting.
I made
Very
that up.
interesting. Well, yeah, I know you. I knew that I knew the one with Wes was going to be the most watched of all time because he just likes to hear himself talk. Because even the one that he did with you right in the beginning, I think we had like 65 views, and I know there's only 4 people that listen to this thing.
That was unlike because Spotify does the Wrapped. We
Yeah.
got a creators Wrapped, and that was our most listened to episode. 100, like factually. And I told him that you would say that and have said that. It's because he just likes to listen to himself
What
talk.
fact?
I'm not disagreeing. I mean, we listen,
You can't.
we do it every week.
You
We listen
can't
to
dis
ourselves talk.
That's
So
fair.
he's on 1 or 2 episodes. He's gonna listen to
But one time, I listened to
them.
myself talk one time.
Yeah, I've never listened to any of these more than once, more than the initial listen.
I think I've only went back and listened to like one, for instance, like if we talked about a certain thing and I wanted to like show someone that thing.
Like reference it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so keeping it afloat. What else?
I've been recovering from this foot injury. I've been doing these feet workouts, which is insane to do a workout with literally your toes. You stick your fingers inside your toes to get like a toe, like you're supposed to have a natural toe spread. That's like kind of the issue. Ill-fitting shoes. Who would have thought that wearing size 13s when I'm a size 11 would affect my feet when I was a kid? But it's come back to bite me. And to get the natural spread, you stick your fingers in between your toes and you basically just work it out. And it's insane because I could only get like up to my first knuckle in between my toes. But now I'm getting to my second knuckle. This seems honestly sexual now that I'm looking at Trey
You're
and
you're
holding
you're
up my
you're 2 knuckles deep in them.
yeah in my toes. And then you do it's called a towel grab where you like scrunch a
I've heard of
towel
that. Yeah.
and and it's I don't roll my foot with a tennis ball, but I step on a tennis ball and if you step in right below the ball of your foot, you can honestly feel because it's inflammation.
Yeah.
You can feel your toes spread and kind of like release. So it's the pain management has been helpful, but it's being on your feet 8 hours a day. So it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks, 12 weeks.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
brutal.
fucking boring not being able to play basketball. It's the longest I've gone without playing basketball in my life since I started playing basketball.
It's a shame because there was that 3-on-3 tournament and it was $150 entry and we would have came back rich. No two ways
Oh,
around it.
yeah. We 100%. Honestly, we wouldn't have even got a third person. We would have just won,
Yeah,
2 of us.
2-on-3. Put them in the blenders. They can't guard the pick and roll with 3 people. It's impossible.
No,
Explain to us that.
yeah, you can't. Because you put a big guy on me, I'm going by him. You put a
Yeah,
little guy on me, I'm putting him through the hoop.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, so I've had like a weird couple weeks, which is why I wasn't able to get on the podcast. I was in Pathfinder school, and I know that's kind of a weird school that not a lot of people knows about, but it's like 16 days, 17 days. Um, very academic school, not really physical at all. Um, actually, not even a little bit. We didn't have to do anything physical. There was three phases: sling loads, helicopter landing zones, and drop zones. And I guess long story short, we learned how to set up a helicopter landing zone and drop zone in terms of how big of a space you need, how different atmospheric conditions and all that plays a factor in like when you're conducting these either drop zone operations or sling load operations. And then we did like air traffic control. We did a VEERS drop zone with personnel, so verbally initiated release system. So I actually got on the radio, talked to a helicopter that was flying above, and told them to release the jumpers from the aircraft, and they jumped out like over top of my head from 1,500 feet, which was pretty nuts. Kind of a very cool adrenaline rush.
It's,
But it was hard.
I mean, that's a pretty big responsibility because in
Yeah,
theory, if you do it wrong, you could kill people like in the field.
right. You do it wrong, then they end up not in the right location, which, in real life scenario could mean that they're, behind enemy lines now, or they're in the ocean, or the trees, or now an alligator infested swamp, or whatever it may be. They're not where they're supposed to be.
You'd hope they would know not to jump into the ocean if they're not supposed to go there, though.
Well, most of the time, this stuff is going to be happening when it's dark.
Oh, so it's
So they're just
really
like listening
you're
to
their
you and
eyes
saying,
type shit.
execute, execute, execute. And they just scoot off this helicopter.
I would be so mad if I was supposed to land in a field and I landed in the ocean.
It would hurt less. It would be cold, probably.
Are they wearing? So you said it's not physical. So the guys who are jumping out of the plane, they're not in the school and
They're
jumping out of the
not in the
helicopter.
school. Those are just people that are just getting a jump in because they need to jump.
Okay.
Um,
So they have a quota they have to fill.
yeah.
Okay.
In order to maintain their active jump status, they have to get so many jumps per like fiscal year, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, so we used a different unit. We got to do all that stuff. It was pretty sick. We got to do actual sling load operations. So sling loads is basically where you take pieces of equipment, you rig them all up with these chains, ropes, whatever it may be, depending on the type of equipment. And a helicopter comes in, like picks it up. It has like a cargo hook underneath.
It's logistics.
Logistics, exactly.
Yeah. I've slung loads, but it's not it's unrelated to
Uh, yeah.
nice.
What was the salad bowl term?
Salad bowl.
Remember salad bowl at the Mountain House?
Oh, big naturals, big hanging naturals. I
Well,
I was like, what the fuck is salad bowl? I forgot. That was a fun game. Look it up. It's a fun game.
yeah.
So what were you rigging though for the school? Like what type of equipment?
So in terms of like the hands-on practical exercise, we call it a 822 cargo bag. And it's basically a bag that will wrap around anything that fits. So we did, for instance, MREs, we did water cans, ammo,
Like a real life care package.
like a real life care package, exactly.
Okay.
Also we slung loaded Humvees. So
That's
like
probably pretty wild.
it's pretty wild to see it in the air. Um,
Is that a different helicopter?
uh, different types of helicopters can do different things. So they have max rated capacities.
Just like a tractor trailer versus
Exactly.
yeah. Okay.
So the max weight of a Humvee is going to be 10,000 pounds. If it does weigh that 10,000 pounds, then a Black Hawk can't pick it up. Then it has to be a Chinook, which I know that doesn't really mean anything to you right now. But um, Chinook looks like a school bus. Black Hawk looks like your traditional helicopter.
I'm pretty sure Chinook is a character in Mortal Kombat.
It could be. Could be. I guess you have to get on the Google machine, check that out. But overall, honestly, even though it wasn't physical, I think it was mentally the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Like the tests were so hard. Um, I passed. It is what it is. What you got a Mortal Kombat blurb?
Shinnok.
Shinnok. Okay, one letter off. But yeah, it was tough, but we made it through. I get a fancy little badge for my uniform. All's good in the world. Um, Another thing of recent is some of you may have seen, but there's like this J. Cole audio series, and I think I talked about it a little bit. Been listening to that. I finished the whole first season, but I found a cool clip um that I kind of want to show just to give you an idea of what it actually is. Yeah, I'm gonna play it on the mic. But it's 10 episodes. He really talks about like major moments in his career and how songs were made and the initial reactions around him from like Jay-Z, from his manager, and what people thought of certain things. Um, so I'm gonna play this clip. Hopefully it works with the audio and we don't get copyrighted, but this is him talking and his manager Ibrahim talking about like an interaction with Jay-Z.
Up on team play for. So we love that you hit Jay.
Yep.
We love
Like, yo,
Jay.
I got one.
Like you
Again.
gave him more gas.
Yeah.
It was like, nah, I got the one. Like I
Yeah.
remember you so
Yep.
confident.
Yep.
So he's like, all right, meet me. I'm at Butter.
Yep.
It was the restaurant Butter, and it was me and Cole. We show up. The restaurant is empty. It's just Jay. On some like
Godfather shit.
on some
bro, it's
mob
crazy.
ball shit. It's just him.
Fucking Italian music playing.
Yeah.
Sit down across from this nigga Jay-Z. This bro, I will never forget the fucking server comes up and he asks Jay what he wants. And this nigga orders a steak. And the server asks him, like, how does he want his steak cooked? And this nigga Jay was like, well done. And me in 2010, not even really having money, barely any, but definitely not for a long time. I was like, nigga, like, bro, you still eating fucking well done steaks, bro? Like, come on, dog.
And you had just got off it not too long ago, right?
Yeah, so I thought that was just like a good clip that represents kind of what the audio series is about. Just like raw reactions to things and things stories you hear about certain people like Jay-Z that you would never hear in another setting. Also Jay-Z being a billionaire eating well done steak is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I mean that's the way when I was eating beef, that's the way I would eat steak when I was younger. Like as a 13-year-old,
Right.
not knowing that all the flavor is burnt out of it.
Right.
And also it's nice of us to give a plug to an up and coming podcast
yeah,
that
'cause,
might
you know,
not they might not get that kind of exposure
Yeah.
typically.
right.
So us with our 8 listeners.
Yeah, check them out. They'll probably reciprocate. I think the next episode that they release, they'll probably shout us out.
If we get copyrighted for that clip, I will be reaching out to them and saying at least just shout us out. You know?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so you guys know how I feel about J. Cole. I'm a very big fan, obviously. He released all 3 of his mixtapes in conjunction with the episodes that came out. So for instance, one episode was titled The Come Up, one was titled The Warm Up, and one was titled Friday Night Lights. He released those mixtapes, which were not on streaming platforms, in conjunction with those episodes. So it was cool to listen to the episode. He talked about that like time in his life, and then you got to hear all the music associated with it. He just released the 10th anniversary edition of 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which is definitely my favorite album of his. And there's 8 new songs that originally didn't make the album, so you guys should check those out. They're pretty good.
Okay.
There's like one song that I don't really like, the one with Bone Thugs and Harmony. I thought I would like that one.
Yeah, because Bone Thugs is pretty. I
Right.
like a lot of their stuff.
It's just not my style. Some of you guys might like it, some of you might not.
Yeah, when I think of them, I think it's more my style than your style.
Yeah, but they're not how I think.
It's not how you would think of Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's like rapping.
Oh, it's not like
No.
ballad hook.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I thought
Welcome to the crossroad.
I thought I saw featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony, and the Forest Hills Drive is kind of notorious for going platinum with no features.
Yeah.
And so I saw featuring Bone Thugs, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." And then the whole song, I'm just like, "Nah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't hate it, but I would skip it." But yeah, so that's been pretty cool. Another thing I want to talk about is this CEO shooting. The United Healthcare CEO that got assassinated.
I just want to come out and say I think it's anti-Italian discrimination. Shooting in broad daylight.
Yeah, in the middle of Times Square.
The one thing I do think is interesting about that is they're charging him as a terrorist
Yeah,
so he can get the death penalty, which I don't think he should have killed anybody. I'm not
right.
I'm not saying that, but there are people who murder children
Yeah,
who don't like went into schools and killed 17 kids that don't get charged with terrorism.
yeah,
So it is kind of giving oligarchy a little bit.
yeah. I can see that.
Like the I mean, but I mean, they're saying the quiet part out loud that the government only gives a fuck about really rich people anyway,
Yeah,
which we all feel that way.
right.
So
That's a perspective that I didn't really think about. I was just thinking about the craziness of the situation and
it
not
is
really
insane.
thinking about, what's actually happening. Because I did hear that they were trying to give him the death penalty, and I guess not even realizing that means they're charging him with terrorism.
Yeah, federally. So they're able to.
Yeah. Um, I think he had a message that he wanted to get across, and he got it across.
And once again, I'm not condoning violence, but it actually did something because I don't know if it was a Cigna or United, or maybe it was Blue Cross, was saying that they were going to stop covering 100% of anesthesiology bills, and they backtrack that and are not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm certain those things are related.
I would say they're probably related as well. I know that the rounds that he expended had a message written on them. Can't remember exactly what the message says. Do you remember? It's like it was 3 rounds that were on the ground and it said something, something, something. I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. But so what happened is he went up there and he shot him in the back once. His weapon malfunctioned. He had to expel a round. So he didn't shoot that one. And then I think he shot one more time and hit him in the leg. But I think his gun jammed again. So he like gave up after that. I want to know if there was more messages on the rest of the rounds in the magazine. And we
The
just don't get to know.
the words were deny, defend, and depose.
Yeah.
Well, deny, I mean, there it echoes a phrase commonly used to describe insurer tactics to avoid paying claims.
Yeah. So that's what I heard about it. But yeah, so it's just a crazy situation. I was in school when I heard about it, and one dude had just brought it up and was like, "Hey, did you see that healthcare CEO get assassinated in the middle of?" And I was like, "What? No, I didn't see that." Just the level of planning that had to go into that was probably crazy. And I wouldn't be shocked if there was somebody, behind the scenes that let him know it's like, "Hey, this guy's going to be at this point in time at this day," or blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's one of those things, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but people are already divided on how they feel about that guy, treating him like a hero. A lot of people, other people treating him like a criminal that murdered somebody because he did fucking murder somebody. Let's
He
not get
did.
that twisted.
Yeah,
He
did.
did
He
murder
absolutely
somebody.
did.
And then there's other people talking about that. And it's like both sides of the political aisle again. So I think it's kind of convenient that this is happening
Yeah.
right at a election turn. Um, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but it seems like liberals are more agreeing with this killing than conservatives, and flip that to that
Yeah.
kid who killed those people in Milwaukee
Yeah.
a couple years ago. Conservatives love that kid. He's a hero.
Right.
Liberals think he's a murderer,
Yeah.
which he was, but not technically. Technically, he was self-defense. Not in my opinion, but who am I?
Yeah. So one thing I thought was interesting is I was reading an article about it, and the FBI, had a profile of the subject, and they went to question his mother in some form of capacity. And her quote was, "That seems like something he could do." That's what she said to the FBI.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That seems like something he might do. And I'm just like, what? Why would you say that? Um, so that was funny.
I can tell you my mom would not rat me out.
Oh heck,
Or she also doesn't think I could be a person who commit murder.
she
So
doesn't think I'm capable of assassinating a healthcare CEO in the street for no reason.
you know what? That guy had kids.
I mean,
You know,
maybe
like
pop one off in the leg. You want to send a message? Just
you don't have to fucking kill the guy.
you know, boom, kneecap,
Yeah, cap him.
and then run away.
Yeah.
Also, do you think you could get away with it?
Hell no.
You think so?
He didn't get away with it.
I think he could have though.
He was honestly, I wouldn't have done something public like that.
Well, no.
You want me to tell you how I would have
Yeah,
done
let's hear it. Let's hear
it? This is how I would have murdered that CEO.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But I wouldn't use a gun. Bullets are traceable. Well, I also read that it was a 3D printed gun.
Possible. People 3D print stuff all the time.
I would not have used a gun
They're
because
3D printing drones in Ukraine right now.
fuck Putin, dog.
Yeah. But
How the fuck do you 3D print a drone?
I mean,
I guess you could 3D print anything if you have the right.
in reality, it's just a body with a little computer in it and some batteries and a remote control
That carries a bomb.
that happens to have a bomb attached to it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're doing some wild shit over there right now. Wild shit, like driving drones over tanks that have their latches open and just dropping grenades in them. And we have like footage of it all. That's what's so crazy of like this day and age. It's like we just watch this. We watch war on the internet. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's not good. It's desensitizing people to how brutal it is, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's loud.
I know. I don't know how to make it not make noise on here.
What is it? A iMessage?
Yeah, if I mute my computer, will it mute this?
I don't know. I'll just fuck it. We'll listen to dings every now and then. So how much time we got left on this one?
We can go as long as we want because it's not a.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're gonna transition to athletes. So I have an athlete this time. I got my 3 hints ready for old Tony.
You have an unopened
I do have an
Michelob Ultra.
That's because I'm not confident in my hits.
Okay.
All right. So my athlete, I changed the second hint. The second hint gives it away.
While we're waiting,
Okay. So hint number 1, lefty.
Okay.
I'm confirming actually.
yeah. This is unlike you. The kid's gone for 3 weeks. He loses all the sauce. Very meticulous, typically, and
For
I'm
some
really.
reason I'm questioning your internet sucks, obviously.
I have literal full Wi-Fi bars out here. Tell me his name, I'll Google him.
Hold on. Okay. Not true.
He's not a lefty.
It's not a lefty.
Terrific. So
What did I
righty.
think
So
he
is
was?
righty the hint?
No, we'll give you a better hint than righty.
Okay, because that narrows it down to like
It's
70% of
definitely
the
gonna
world.
give it away. Fuck.
Use that for the last one.
All right. White
Terrific.
from the mountains of Caucasus.
He's rice skinned.
10 kids.
Philip Rivers.
God damn it.
I don't even need that third hint, dog.
All right. Shit. The keys on me.
Was that the one that was going to give it away?
No, NC State was gonna give it away.
No, 10. No, honestly, NC State would fuck me up.
Really?
Yeah, I'm glad I said it.
I
forget that he plays
he
there.
went to NC State. I'm questioning
You thought Philip Rivers was a lefty?
Yeah. I guess because he has like a weird throwing motion.
Well, and I've read that lefties are very fertile. That's probably why you thought that. You know who's a lefty who had a weird throwing motion?
Vic.
Tim Tebow.
I would say his was weird. I think it was just long.
Pause.
No. I'm gonna go over here so I don't.
Trey is about to shotgun a Michelob Ultra for being, well, I guess you could argue a good. Okay, he did. It must have been too cold because he got like half the beer.
That was really cold.
Yeah. And
Also,
that clanging noise was going into the can recycling bin.
trying to make him a little money. And my hands are cold. We're doing this outside for some reason.
It was your suggestion. Don't say for some reason.
No, I know it was my suggestion, but for some reason, I decided that it was a good idea to do this outside, and now I'm going to get frostbite in my hand.
I just want to clarify. He requested. He does not decide things for me.
Are we outside? Is it 40 degrees and are we outside?
Yes.
All right. Well, second shotgun in history of the pod.
Third. Us with
Oh,
Mike.
Mike, yes. I guessed one right.
One with me, and then one with you. And
What was the one I guessed?
I
The
got
athlete.
I don't remember, but I can pull that up. I also Mike, when he came on, he did an athlete for me, and I guessed it right on his three hints. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Did he suck start his shotgun?
No, he didn't do anything because he's kind of a goober.
Classic. He could at least like chugged a glass of water or something.
Yeah, it was. I was like, drink a soda. He's like, my body's a temple. Didn't do it. So,
Classic.
all right.
You looking it up on the spreadsheet?
Kevin Love.
Ah, yeah. Mental health.
Yep.
That's what gave it away. All right, so let's move on from athlete while I stop burping. Um, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the UNC coaching carousel. So, as a lot of you have probably heard, Mac Brown got fired from UNC. I know that's a little bit of old news, and we hired Bill Belichick. I have some feelings. I think we shouldn't have fired Mac Brown. I think he's earned the chance to go out on his own terms.
He's a legend. So,
Right. I don't think you embarrass Mac Brown like that, especially because he didn't have to come to Carolina. He could
yeah.
have retired.
What didn't he come out of retirement
He
to
came
coach
out of
Carolina?
retirement
Yeah.
and coached Carolina because he had some ties to Carolina back in the day. And so I think, we should have had a behind closed doors conversation with Mac and be like, hey, we're going to move on after the season. We would, like to give you the opportunity to resign. Maybe that did happen. I doubt it because they fired him mid-season, really towards the end of the season. But it is what it is. I have mixed feelings about Bill. Um, I don't see how the transition to college is going to work. I know college is more professional sports league like right now, but still it's college. Um, and I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed feelings. I think we're going to get some big recruits. We already got an O lineman from Alabama, a wide receiver from Michigan State, and a quarterback from Purdue. But right now, other than that quarterback from Purdue, we're QB-less because our 2B starter, Connor Harrell, entered the portal. So, we're in a weird position. What do you think? You think he's gonna be all right?
I think he's going to be fine. I think it's going to be great for recruiting. If you have, he's got to hold up his 6 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
He knows what it takes for guys to be good at the next level. And with the NIL stuff, I think guys are thinking quickest transition to the league.
Yeah.
And they want to get in a professional system. He's going to run a professional system. The thing that I think is interesting is how good of an eye he has for stuff. So he's probably going to get a lot of 3 stars who are going to be elite because he was picking guys off college lacrosse teams, like Chris Hogan.
Yeah,
fucking played 1 year of college football. He was in their offense for 4 years. So I think he's going to be fine recruiting. As far as he's coaching children now.
Yeah.
So
right,
that's going to be a big transition for him. And I don't know if this is true. I heard that part of the deal was Steve gets to coach.
Yeah, I think that's in the contract.
Yeah.
And basically, whenever Bill decides to resign, his son takes over. How long that has to be or can be, I don't know. Is it a season and then Steve? That wouldn't be cool with me.
I doubt it. He's got to go.
Old, dude.
He's got to go 3.
We had the oldest coach in college football, Mac Brown, fired him, and got now the oldest coach in college football.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a longevity standpoint, it
Right.
doesn't make sense. But
Um,
maybe that's part of the deal. Maybe they believe in his son.
maybe they believe in Steve.
I mean, he's got NFL coaching experience.
yeah, he does.
So
Speaking of lacrosse players, we have a 5-star kicker that's on the team. Lacrosse, dual sport. He's on the lacrosse team as well. So obviously that's Bill's favorite player.
Very cool.
Yeah, dual sport athlete.
What's his name?
Ryan Horniak. Maybe we'll get him on.
I'll reach out to him.
Ryan,
If we're listening, and we know you are.
let's do it. Come on the pod. We'll have a nice talk.
Did I say if we're listening?
Yes, you said before listening, yeah.
Okay, I'm not listening. You're listening.
Yeah, you're listening.
Thanks, Ryan.
But on the same topic of college football, we'll talk a little bit about the Heisman. I think we were all pulling for Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter won. It is what it is. I think he deserved it, but I understand how Travis Hunter won. He had a crazy season, but Jeanty taking Boise to the college football playoff is just better, in my opinion.
I agree.
So Hunter won with 2,231 total points. Jeanty had 2,017 points. That 214-point difference is the smallest margin of victory since Mark Ingram beat out Stanford running back Toby Gerhardt in 2009.
The rare white running back.
Yeah.
But he had a cup of coffee in the NFL too.
He had a cup of coffee. He did.
Mark Ingram was a fucking animal though.
Mark Ingram, I think, deserved that one.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Jeanty toasted Ingram's rushing yards this season.
Yeah, if you have the PFF, they grade.
Yeah.
He had Jeanty would have had the highest graded season of any Heisman winner since its inception. And I think the first year that they did it was 2013 or 2012.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter would have had the lowest.
Yes.
Now, granted, those are just numbers.
Correct. And I did see, I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow was 94.9.
Yeah.
And Jeanty was 95.2 or something,
Yeah.
whatever the numbers were. Travis Hunter was a 90 on defense and an 85 on offense, which just having 2 grades
Impressive.
is absurd in itself.
Yeah.
So we do have to take that into consideration. He's playing very good on both sides of the ball. He's not as great as Jeanty on one side of the ball, I don't think. But what he's doing is impressive.
But Jeanty couldn't play defense probably.
But he'd be a hell of a fucking outside linebacker.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Just imagine that motherfucker staring you down.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? He could.
He could play outside linebacker. Yeah. Actually, he might be middle. He might be a Mike. Inside linebacker.
Could be.
I wouldn't want to meet that guy in the hole.
Pause. The thing that I don't like, I'm okay with Hunter winning the Heisman. I don't like that he won the Biletnikoff Award because he 100% is not the best receiver in the country.
Yeah. I do think he was tied for the most receiving touchdowns.
Second. There was a kid who had the most catches, most receptions, and the most touchdowns, and he did not win the Biletnikoff Award.
Yeah, I think that goes to show you how much this social media stuff influences. It really does influence.
And that's not Travis Hunter's fault. All he's doing is playing football.
No, he's marketing himself in the correct way.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the stuff about Travis Hunter's girlfriend? Whatever she is.
Yeah.
I
have no comment about that.
Yeah. I mean, the media does. It plays a bad game.
Yeah. They want it to look bad.
They want it to look bad.
But that being said, I have eyes and it doesn't look great.
It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. But yeah, we'll let you research that one for yourself. But I don't know, man. Hunter got the Heisman. I think we kind of all knew he was gonna get it. Kind of secretly hoped he wasn't gonna get it. All I know is they're not in the college football playoff, and Boise is. Take that, how you will.
Take that to the bank and cash it.
Cash it. All right. I'm pretty sure I just heard a door close. So
could be my neighbors.
It's probably one of you that are pulling up. And about to come and crash this pod. So, we are about to get into random questions, I think, which I think might be a good time to get into this segment if one of you does show up. But it could have just been the neighbors, and you're going to miss out on being on a great episode. We really need Wes on the episode because we need some views, you know?
Yeah, good Lord, we need views.
We need him to put it on repeat on his drive to work. And
I just got an update that the King has 21 points in the first half.
we're going to have to turn that on.
You don't have
And
to
then
tell me.
the girls are going to bitch.
You know, I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's get into random questions. You got any?
I got at least 2.
All right, I'll go first. Okay. Has a kid ever come up to you at a gas station and asked you to buy them beer?
Oh, no, they haven't. I remember doing that though.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that to happen to me.
Yeah, so I can tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about
not
to-
doing
the
that
next
shit.
Follow on. Would you do it?
You know, every person that we ever got to do that was like a fucking homeless guy who like we gave like $5 to, or a person who we thought was cool at the time was actually a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I was actually probably in jail now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't buy kids alcohol.
No.
Let them ask homeless people like we did.
And or let them know a cashier like we did.
Let them know a cashier. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we knew somebody that worked at the gas station that gave us beer.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be resourceful out here. Yeah, I'm waiting for that day though. And I gotta think about my response.
You know what I will say is an acceptable form of that is buying an underage kid a rated R movie ticket. Because I used to ask people to do that for me
That
too.
is true.
I would say that's okay. I guess it depends on the fucking movie and how old they are. Like if they're 16.
Yeah, if
Buy
you
him a
look like you're gonna be mature. But then what if he goes in the same movie? What if you're going to see that movie too? And he's just like obnoxious as fuck the whole time.
He gets drugged.
And then you get assault on a minor.
I'm not scared of it. I was talking shit to a minor the other day.
All right, well that settles that.
My first question
Mm-hmm.
is, would you try a Rocky Mountain oyster?
That sounds dirty.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It is.
Heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
I work at a place where you get oysters.
Yeah.
Typically, you get oysters on the coast or in a
Okay.
river.
Right.
Rocky Mountain oysters are bull testicles.
And is that
Not raw. I mean, they're cooked.
like a cultural food that they typically eat, or is it like a hazing? No.
I think it's more of like oh, this is gross. You should try it. I don't know why they're called Rocky Mountain though.
Yeah, that no. If it's that scenario, no. I'm all for going to a certain culture and it's like this is what we eat, this is part of our culture. You should try it because you want to try the food of the country you're in. Then yeah, I'd try it. But if it's just like, hey, this is fucking weird and gross, you should try it, then no.
I will read you what it is.
Okay.
They're also known as prairie oysters, Montana tenderloins, cowboy caviar, swinging beef, and calf fries. True Western delicacies. They are a part of the bull that is removed in his youth so that he may thereby be more tractable, grow meatier, and behave less masculine. When the calves are branded, the testicles are cut off, thrown in a bucket of water. They are then peeled, washed, rolled in flour and pepper, and fried in a pan.
So is it part of the culture or no?
They're considered a delicacy.
I'd probably try it.
I'd try it.
I'd try it if it wasn't like a hazing. You know, some people will be like, "Oh, try this," but it's only for like initiation and a certain. Nah, I'm not for that.
Yeah.
I didn't join a frat in college for a reason. Because I'm not.
I don't need to buy my friends.
Yes. Yeah, that.
Sorry, Bryce. And Austin.
Austin was in a frat.
His frat got kicked off of App State's campus.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
We'll get him on here to talk about that.
I knew I didn't like that guy. Okay. So you know in the UK they drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah, the left side.
All right. Do you think that the right lane is the fast lane or the left lane is the fast lane over there?
The right lane would be the fast lane.
Think so?
Well, I'm just going based on if you flip everything, it would have to be, right?
In theory, but also the left could be because it'd be on the outside.
I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
I'm concerned now. I would be, is the whole
I'm
steering
thinking
column and accelerator brakes on the other side of the car too?
it's on the right side of the car.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. I don't know if I could do
It
it.
is weird. I need to know. We need to get a fucking a Brit on here.
I work with a guy who's from Vermont that lived in Europe for most of his adult life.
Europe, because it's only in the UK.
Oh, it's only in the
island.
UK?
Like Germany, they drive on the left side or the right side of the road. Everything's normal.
I think he lived in Hungary and
so
Australia.
all normal. It's just on like the island of the UK.
Dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because geography and all that shit. I don't want to sound stupid when I'm trying to explain this, but I know like
Yeah.
the UK is like England, some of Ireland, and then like maybe Scotland.
It's England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
The
sounds-
country of Ireland is very much not in the UK.
Yeah, same shit. Might as well be.
Absolutely not. I will not partake in that. The Irish hate the British, bro.
Yeah, well, they've been conquered over and over again by the British, so
I am not partaking in that at all.
I'm just saying. We need to find out. We need to get somebody. We need to get a Brit and find out if the right or the left lane is the fast lane.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, make that happen. All right, you're up.
How many championships have we won together?
Oh,
I don't know the answer. I asked Wes this question last week, but it was significantly less
You
because
on my team with Joe Basketball.
yes,
I think we
What do you
won that
mean?
year.
we did win. I was a starting point guard. Of course we won.
Were
It
you?
was me, you, Andrew,
Milijovic.
David Gatto,
Okay, yeah.
and Eric Jedry.
Jeffrey on that team?
Jedry was on that team, yeah.
I thought Jeremy record. No, that's Drew. So we won that year for sure. Then when we were on Drew's team, I know that we lost.
We lost in the
championship.
championship because Drew thought he was a point guard and turned the ball over to our good friend Nick, who hit an insane contested floater as the
That
clock
was so
expired.
BS. You know that famous shot that LeBron hit
It's
in
exactly what it
Toronto?
was, just on the other side of the court.
and way further away.
Yeah.
I think he was beyond the 3-point line. To be honest.
No.
Honestly,
His
he
foot was on it.
He was far, dude. But yeah, so we lost that one, but I want to say we won the next year. Didn't we have Timmy on the next year or something like
No,
that?
Timmy was that same year.
That same year.
But next year we won at the Y,
Yeah, and that was the old league.
the old league, and we were in a 18 and under league
Yeah,
and a 16 and under league.
because we were 16.
I was actually 15, yeah.
It was 15 when we were 15, but we played in both because we could play in the down league and then we could also play in the up league because anybody could play in the up league.
We each averaged about 30 points a game in the younger league.
Yeah.
And you probably averaged 20 points in that in 18U, and I was more of a passer in that league. I probably
Yeah.
averaged like 13 and probably like 8 assists because I had a lot of people to pass to.
We had a good team.
We were really good. Well, we beat Kenny Grady's team.
Yeah, we won that.
And
we won the championship.
He was really good.
Kenny Grady was really good back then. And a lot of those dudes.
That whole team was good. Trayvon was on that team.
Trayvon was on that team. Yeah. And I remember
I was
them-
giving his ass buckets
Yeah. Yeah, we cooked them
in the
pretty good.
in the championship. Yeah,
We cooked them pretty good.
we earned that one. Halo hoops.
Halo Hoops Championship, yep. The Burger King Yummy. Chow Yum.
Yes.
We have a good friend that just entered in the arena, and his name is
Allie's husband.
I didn't know if you all wanted me to announce myself but I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here. It's just facing that way.
Ah.
So it might pick you up better. We're trying this, honestly.
We don't know if it works.
We got like a little like microphone thing. It may work. This may be a blank episode. We may have to do it
It
all
might just be
over.
45 minutes of noise. We're going over every championship we've won together. We've gotten 3 so far,
So,
and 2 that we've lost in the championship.
so definitely Halo hoops with the Burger King Yao Ming.
We lost a 3-on-3 tournament in the championship in Wrightsville Beach.
Beach. We lost in Cape Fear and pretty far along in the tournament as well, I think.
Yeah, because we let Drew, again, another fuck up in the championship. We let him shoot the tiebreaker shot, like because they made us do a shootout for some fucking
It
reason.
was free throws.
3-pointers. That's why we let him shoot it. It was
Well,
threes.
no, he missed free throws. He lost the free throw competition in Wrightsville Beach.
No, he won the free throw competition at Wrightsville Beach. He's got a fucking trophy. Lets me know every time we shoot free throws.
Really?
Yeah, he won that.
Good thing I didn't.
I
translate
lost.
till now.
I lost.
Maybe that's what it was.
We also finished in second at the flag football regionals at UNCW.
We did, but so since the reason we even got to go to those flag football regionals was because that team won the championship while we were in the actual intramural season. So like you weren't on the team.
I
yet?
wasn't on the team. I only played in the
But
tournament.
I won the championship.
I scored some touchdowns.
You did? Yeah.
Did a lot of blocking, honestly.
I think we got close at the whack a couple times.
Our teams were decent at the WAC, but we never won anything.
I think that might be it.
You're forgetting 2
Two?
integral championships. We won 2.
Why did you ask me if you knew?
Well, that was the question. See if you knew. 2 might as well beer pong championships.
Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna sting for one specific listener.
2?
Two, but one more than the other.
Yeah.
And he knows who he is. There's probably still a hole in that table somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's it though. That's all I can.
Two for two.
That's all I
Like,
can remember.
It's not like we went 4 times, won twice. No, we
Oh
went
yeah, we
twice,
only
won
won
twice.
Yeah, only one.
We were goated.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah.
But it was another level back then.
Sorry about that.
All right, let's move this along a little bit.
Let's go to Pat Peeves and close it.
We got some people ready to do some drinking. Pat's Peeves. You know, when you're in class, I was in this whole like actual lecture classes for the last 3 weeks. You know, you're in a college class and everybody goes in the first day and they sit in a seat.
Yes.
And then that's your seat for the rest of the year.
That wasn't my experience.
You fucking people.
It wasn't my experience. I just sat wherever it was open.
Yeah, you're the worst kind of people.
Well, my seat was taken.
You go to class.
You have a general area.
You go to class, no, general seat. Go to class the first day. Wherever you're sitting that day is the seat you sit in the entire year.
That is not, I mean, I took as many college classes as you. That was not
Everyone
my
hated
experience.
everyone hated you.
They were sitting in my seat.
Then they're fucking wrong.
Oh Christ.
Wrong. But yeah, I hate that happened. The one dude came in, sat in my assigned seat. I didn't say anything, you know. I'm a professional. I went back because I wanted to sit in the front of the classroom because like I can't fucking pay attention unless I'm forced to pay attention.
Yeah.
So I wanted to sit in the front. Second day he comes in, he's in my fucking seat. I'm like, all right, bro. I went sat in the back of the class that day. Next day, got there a little 15 minutes early, sat right back in my seat, and everything was good from there.
He knew.
Oh, he didn't try to sit in it again. So, you know, think of it, you know, as you may, but that's besides the point. Also, another Pat's Beef. This is my last Pat's Beef of the day. Me and Sam get dinner after I graduated. It was like a little celebratory dinner. Go out to this little like sushi Japanese food type thing, like a hibachi, but a little like an actual restaurant. We get our soup that comes. We're enjoying our soup. Kind of a small table, like an individual table, right? I order my entree. She asked me if I want white sauce. I'm like, yes, of course, want white sauce. I'm wearing
White man need white sauce.
white man yum white sauce. I had just gotten some new shoes. They're black and white checkerboard Vans, very new, very white shoelaces. And you know, she's bringing over my white sauce and she's holding it in the cup of her hand, like she's got a tray in her hand, but it's just her hand. And it tips over and it's like slow motion. Suicide bomber white sauce straight to my van, all
Oh.
over it.
I can only imagine.
Direct hit. Like we're playing Battleship. Yeah,
Oh, God.
direct hit.
I can only imagine the rage.
I mean, she didn't do it on purpose. I was not happy, but I mean, I'm not gonna belittle this woman for accidentally spilling something. She was very nice. She went and got a rag and basically cleaned my shoe off for me, and I kept insisting, "You do not have to do this. I can clean it myself." I don't know if she spoke English, but
You kind of sound like a racist.
I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating facts.
Got an Asian woman on bended knee cleaning your shoe in public.
I tried to get her to stop.
Oh no, please stop. Yeah, I got it.
All right, you got any?
My pet's peeve is when I ask Wes to make coffee. He says, no, you make it, and then nobody gets any coffee.
Yeah, that sounds like a real West thing to
I
do.
say, hey, but you want to put some coffee on? He said, why don't you do it? Like he's my boss. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right, well, it's been nice getting back on and getting back into the routine. So hopefully this makes it to you guys on your drives to work and you don't drive off a bridge.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, until next time.